from January 1st this year. This underscores Kenya's commitment to complement Ghana in improving free movement, increasing trade, and building a stronger, more united continent. The free movement of people between our two countries has contributed immensely to trade, investment, and tourism. In this respect, His Excellency and I noted that trade between Kenya and Ghana is growing. In 2022, for example, in 2022, for example, Kenya's imports to Ghana were valued at $10.4 million and imports were valued at $4.8 million. We have agreed that there remains great potential to enhance trade between our two countries, especially in the numerous opportunities arising from the establishment of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. President Akufo-Addo and I are encouraged that under the ACFTA, our two countries have taken bold measures to explore these opportunities. We recall that in October 2022, I flagged up from Nairobi the first consignment of Kenyan tea destined for Ghana. On 23rd September 2023, Kenyan-made chloride exide batteries worth about 9.3 Kenya shillings landed in the Ghanaian port of Tema, while Little Cab, a taxi hailing service from Kenya, is now also operational in Ghana.
Secretary General of the Cabinet and Minister of Foreign Affairs and Diaspora Musalia Mudavadi has applauded the long-standing relationship between Kenya and Ghana, stating that the President William Ruto's 3-day visit to Ghana beginning Tuesday is evidence of the growing cooperation between the two countries. Now addressing the second session of the Joint Permanent Commission on Cooperation between Kenya and Ghana in Accra, Mudavadi emphasized that Kenya's commitment to exploring possible avenues of mutual interest to further enhance the relationship between the two countries.
Such as this is indicative of our respective countries' joint commitment to strengthen bilateral relations through dialogue and the sharing of expertise and knowledge in the different areas of endeavor. I acknowledge the bond of friendship that happily exists between Ghana and Kenya, dating back to our first president, Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, and President Jomo Kenyatta, both of blessed memory. The two great leaders have been described by historians as anti-colonialists, pan-Africanists, and drivers of unity in the history of Africa.
Kenya and Ghana enjoy cordial relations which can be traced back to the pre-independence struggle period that was characterized by the struggle for self-rule and independence, when respective liberation movements drew inspiration from one another within the spirit of Pan-Africanism.
Such as this is indicative of our respective countries' joint commitment to strengthen bilateral relations through dialogue and the sharing of expertise and knowledge in the different areas of endeavor. I acknowledge the bond of friendship that happily exists between Ghana and Kenya, dating back to our first president, Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, and President Jomo Kenyatta, both of blessed memory. The two great leaders have been described by historians as anti-colonialists, pan-Africanists, and drivers of unity in the history of Africa.
Kenya and Ghana enjoy cordial relations which can be traced back to the pre-independence struggle period.
The party's executive committee held a meeting with ODM members led by the leader Raila Odinga. This meeting involved discussions on grassroots elections processes expected within ODM party and efforts to register new members. According to Nairobi Center Edwin Sifuna, the elections will commence this April, starting on the 27th in Kwale, Busia, and Siaya, followed by Kajiado, Migori, and Wajir on the 29th, and Kisii, Vihiga, and Murang'a, on the 30th, with the schedule for other counties to be released soon.
Be that as it may, the committee has resolved to kick off the party grassroots elections on the 27th of April 2024. The exercise will be staggered as follows. On the 27th, we shall have the exercise in 3 counties, namely Kwale, Busia, and Siaya. Then on the 29th, we shall have grassroots elections happening in Kajiado, Migori, and Wajir counties. And on 30th of April, we shall have the exercise in Kisii, Vihiga, and Murang'a counties. A further timetable covering the next batch of counties shall be released in due course. On rebuilding, rejuvenation, and reforms, the committee agreed on the need to continually grow ODM into a party that is strong both structurally as well as ideologically, with ability to provide effective leadership on local, national, and international affairs. In this regard, we agreed to continue with the ongoing membership registration, while at the same time working on the grassroots and national elections. With pride and satisfaction, the committee took note of the ongoing preparations by various leaders and members to vie for various positions. We have noted immense interest in the party. We are particularly encouraged by the number of young men and women who have expressed a desire or an interest in vying for various leadership positions within ODM.
And Wenda Ali, the Deputy Speaker of the Meru County Assembly, traveled from Meru to Nairobi to meet his wife, who was being flown to India for medical treatment. He was accompanied by his driver and their 2 children. Along the Meru-Embu-Nairobi highway, he was involved in a serious accident, resulting in his car being burnt to ashes. 1 child died instantly, while the other succumbed upon arrival at the hospital. Wenda Ali is currently hospitalized with severe injuries. We do hope for a great recovery and condolences to the family as well. Now, elsewhere, members of parliament from Meru and the MCAs have been urged to collaborate with Governor Kawira Mwangaza as she officially joins the UDA political party, where she was welcomed by UDA Secretary General Cleophas Malala and the chairperson Cecily Mbarire at the Hustler Center in Nairobi. And Mwangaza expressed readiness to work with the leaders and announced her intention to contest the governorship in 2027 under the UDA ticket. Mbarire, who is also the Embu governor, called for reconciliation among Meru leaders for the benefit of the county. And lastly, Uasin Gishu County Governor Dr. Jonathan B. Chelilim has called on the Director General of the National Cereals and Produce Board, Charles Kimote, to address publicly the issue of counterfeit fertilizer distribution. B stated that the CEO should come forward and explain how fake fertilizer ended up in government stores, emphasizing that the NCPB should be the safest place for authentic fertilizers. He highlighted farmers' concerns as they prepare for the planting seasons. The governor made these remarks during the groundbreaking ceremony of a new administration building at the Sergoek Technical Training Institute and the handover of a bus to the same institution.
Na mimi nataka niseme hivi, huyu MD wa NCBB Kimote, kwamba iliwezekanaje kwamba tukue na fake fertilizer kwa stores zetu za NCBB. Hii ni project ya serikali ya Kenya Kwanza. Last year tulikuwa na fertilizers, hatukuona shida kama hiyo. This time round wakulima wamejiandaa, wakulima wako tayari kupanda mahindi na kupanda ngano, alafu unaenda kutupeletea fertilizer ambaye ni kuna mawe ndani na ni fake. Tunakuambia Kimote MD, wewe lazima ukuwe answerable. Na pia nasikia hii fertilizer ile mzuri inaenda kwa wengine, ile mbaya inaelekea hii direction mahali wakulima wako.
Indeed, it is time for the newspaper review, the second segment of EBN's Morning Live. We kick it off with the Standard. No end to pain as doctors say big no to the offer. Now, Kenyans brace for more suffering after doctors and authorities fail Kenya's brace for more suffering after doctors and authorities fail to agree a day after state concessions shone a ray of hope on ending strike. Yesterday, government warned some of the demands are unattainable. ODM leader Raila Odinga speaks to the press after a meeting of the Orange Party's Central Management Committee in Nairobi yesterday. ODM's fans plea as it rolls out polls timetable. Nearly 10 years after drama unfolded during its grassroots elections, ODM will hold polls to pick its leaders starting end of this month. However, the party is crying foul over delay in releasing political party funds. A story done by the Standard, as you can see. Now, at the top of the Standard, we have 4 stories highlighted. Number 1, grade 9 to remain in primary school. That is according to Permanent Secretary Bellio, who is insisting on the same. Number 2, why Kenya is alarmed by Uganda. This is on shipping and logistics. Check that story out. I'm sure it's something to do with the new rule that was given about the height of the tractors. Or the trailers, the height of the trailers and the load they can carry. Now, number 3, 9 killed after quake hits Taiwan. The quake was really disruptive. Maybe we will get to see some videos of the same tomorrow on the drift. Now, Manchester United and Chelsea collide. This spot on page 40. That is the end or the back of the Standard, and as we know, the back of the Standard has always been featuring the sports. It's on today's EPL fixtures. We have Liverpool versus Sheffield United and Chelsea versus Manchester United. Great derby over there. Yesterday, we know we had several matches that went on head-to-head, including a win by Arsenal, also a win by Man City. We saw that, that was yesterday night. That gives Arsenal number 1 with 69 points ahead of Liverpool coming there at 68 points with 29 games. Should they win against Sheffield United tonight, that will get them at number 1 with 71 points, if my math serves me correctly. And that is what we're looking at. No, actually with 70 points, with 70 points. That's what we'll be looking at tonight. All the best to also Manchester United will, on Sunday, that is on Saturday or Sunday, Manchester United will be battling out with Liverpool, and we really hope for the best for Manchester United, especially those of us who support Arsenal. Now, that is the story that is being done by at the back of the Standard. Chelsea, Manchester United collide at the bridge. That means they're going, Chelsea will be home and the Manchester United will be the guest. But this is not a sports show. That's just my review. Now, moving on to other newspapers, why don't we take a look at the Daily Nation? Now, the Daily Nation, number 1, Raila warns against ODM division as party announces staggered elections. Succession wrangles have rocked the opposition party. We all know that the wrangles started especially soon after Raila Amolo Odinga was nominated or was selected and proposed to go for the AUC job, that is the Africa Union Commission chairperson job. Since then, ODM has never been the same, again with everybody wanting to take his position in leading the party, that is ODM, as well as the coalition, that is the Azimio, La Umoja. And then we have Trump calls the migrants animals as U.S. presidential campaign hots up. I do not know what is happening to Mr. Donald Trump there, but we know that the USA is having the elections this year. So the tables are pretty much heated, or the tables are pretty, things are quite hot over there in the United States of America. Now, Trump, he falsely claims that Latin American nations intentionally send criminals to America. That is according to Donald Trump. The Democratic Party's protest campaign's goal is to get 20,682 voters to mark their ballots uninstructed, Wisconsin's version of uncommitted. Now, the number is significant because it represents Biden's winning margin over Donald Trump above in the state in 2020. That is a story done by the Daily Nation. If you are interested in international politics, take a look. It's quite interesting. Now, how ruling elite shared KRA jobs. An analysis of recruitment data from a KRA report tabled in Parliament, shows that Thika Town, Kiharu, and Tarbo were among constituencies from Kenya Kwanza strongholds that took the lion's share of slots in the flawed hiring that has been annulled by the High Court. Now, we have Thika Town from Kiambu constituency with 50 slots, Kiharu constituency from Murang'a County getting 40, Tarbo from Uasin Gishu getting 29, and we also have other constituencies are labeled there like Moiben in Uasin Gishu with 26. We also have Kandara. Kandara is in Murang'a County with 24, Keses in Uasin Gishu County 23, Embakasi East in Nairobi with 22, and Kasarani, still in Nairobi, getting 22 slots. The table continues in the pages of the Daily Nation. If you're interested, get yourself a copy and find out more about the same. Now, from Easter joy to pain, family loses 6 in the crash, and this we're talking about the Mombasa highway crash that happened where 10 lives were lost. What would have culminated in a celebration to remember during this year's Easter holiday for the 40-member entourage of the Ng'ang'a family ended in tragedy when they lost 6 relatives in a road accident at Salama on the Mombasa-Nairobi highway on Monday night as they traveled from Mombasa. A photo here is one of Miss Diana Ng'ang'a, who is overwhelmed by emotions during an interview at her home in Pipeline, Nakuru County. She lost 6 members of her family in a road accident that claimed 10 people on the Mombasa-Nairobi highway. Now, some of the members who lost their lives include 1 Esther Wanjiru, 2 Lemi Masharia, and Esther Nyambura, all whose photo appear at the bottom of the Daily Nation. It's raining, God be blessed. Now, finally, we go to the Star. The Star newspaper making headlines is Omtata's home was attacked at night. Now, we all know Senator Okia Omtata. His home was attacked. A group of unknown people attacked the rural home of Busia Senator Okia Omtata, demanding to know his whereabouts. That was on Wednesday night, just this night. The group, suspected to be heavily armed, tried without success to force their way into the senator's palatial home in Kwangamore village, Amukara sub-county. They reportedly harassed his relatives for nearly an hour as they demanded to be taken to the senator's house. Omtata, a major critic of the Kenya Kwanza government, was not at home at the time. A story done by the Star, and the Star is asking, were they hired guns? We do not know. We hope much on this story shall be shared later on the day. Number 2, traffic jam pain as Kenha, that is Kenya National Highway Authority, builds subway on Uhuru Highway. Photos of the subway being built. It will be under the highway, so activities across the Uhuru Highway, have been brought at a standstill. And according to what the Star is writing, the Kenya National Highway Authority has blocked part of Uhuru Highway for the construction of a modern subway to serve University of Nairobi students and other commuters. Motorists are unable to access the road and have been diverted to KBC Globe Cinema roundabout, causing huge traffic snarl-ups. That is what the Star is giving us. Anorexia, eating disorders rise among teenagers in Kenya. That is, anorexia is an eating disorder where somebody might decide not to eat until they get the desired body, like you fast to death. Number 2, battlegrounds to watch in UDA party elections. And then number 3, move to force SRC chair and chiefs to be part-time jobbers. That is the Constitutional Commissions. Those are the stories making headlines. Also, why Raila may not see the ODM party leader position. A story being highlighted by the Star. At the back of the Star, focus on Paris, Kenya to build up on World Cross success ahead of the oncoming Olympics, as well as school games. Kesa Brookside in talks to empower talented students. That is all we had for you from the newspaper. That marks the end of the EBN TV morning live session today. I will meet you at 1 p.m. for the 1 p.m. news. That is EBN News at 1. My name is Consolata Chibalonza, and until next time, God bless.
Thank you.